And now, WolfBytes Open Mic.
The Bass Jackers.
Just came home actually from tour.
Hey guys, this is Phoenix Paul.
Hey, what's up? This is Sean Frank.
WolfBytes DJs and your favorite artists.
Sophie Francis. Sophie, thanks for joining us today.
Hi, it's super nice to join you guys.
What's up, guys? This is Ahmed Van Buren.
Now, Open Mic.
Hey, WolfBytes Radio, it is DJ Flame, and thanks for joining along on this episode of WolfBytes Open Mic. And today I have Jus Jack, who is based off of New York City, and he has just had another release called The One here on our station. He is going to talk a little bit more about us today. How you doing today?
Doing really good. Glad to be on board and have this nice podcast with you.
Thank you. It's also a really pleasure to join us. I've been reading more about your background. You have, like, from what I can see, you have very strong roots in New York City. You have a sushi bar, if I'm not mistaken. You opened up?
Yeah. I've had a couple places. I think because of my love for music, I've tried to tie in my career with my music, because sometimes music isn't really paying most of the bills in life. So as you get when you start putting your feet down and start to establish your life, you want to like try to tie in everything I could to music. So I'm Greek from descent, so now I have a Greek restaurant that I'm like overseeing while I'm obviously doing music on the forefront.
Yeah, so you do basically like everything. It's just music. You always have like the extra shy gigs, such as like restaurants. For your restaurants, are there like a lot of people that just show up because they know that like you're like a good artist, or like an EDM artist, or?
Well, I think I curate the playlist really well. So like, even if it's not for that, subconsciously people, when they're in the venue, they definitely notice the tonality of it based from my my playlist likes.
So is it more just your songs, or is it just like other EDM songs in general?
No, I have a lot of friends in the network too. So like, a lot of my playlists are curated with, a little bit of, from my Greek descent, from my EDM roots, from,
Gotcha.
No.
How do you have like any live sets or live DJs there at these, the restaurants?
We do some events once in a while. Well, I've played once so far. I kind of try to like keep the place like its own thing, so I'm not like influencing it. I enjoy kind of like curating more than like being like up front and center and make it about me rather than making it about the concept or the food or the venue.
So do you do any cooking at all, or is it just you just like the idea of opening like a little restaurant just to hang out?
I think just in general, my life has been based on that thing, like finding things and building and like creating and creating a menu, creating the restaurant the same way I do with my music. Being creative. I feel like that it's like a full spectrum thing throughout my whole life.
So when did you start be interested in music? Like going all the way back, what got you like the spark to become a DJ and a music producer?
It's a funny story. I've said it in the past too. So I had an older brother who had a friend that was a DJ, and I guess they decided that they wanted to buy some equipment and start dabbling in it. They obviously didn't do anything with it, and I was a young kid at home, and I was bored. I put everything together. I started buying 1 or 2 records. I caught my first beat, when I was, I think, 13 years old, and I think the rest is history. From there, I just found the love for it, and I just created. I started producing at a young age. I really wanted to get really into it.
Did you have like, while you were learning to produce, did you like any inspirations from other artists?
I have a wide cast net of influences in music, from Euro house to even freestyle, which was big in New York back in the days. I've been blessed to be able to see house music and techno really grow like ground roots from my youth, from being a young kid. And I've had so many different influences, record shops based out of New York that don't exist anymore. Back then, playlisting, you would have to go to the record shop, get there early on Tuesdays to make sure that that you were going to get the limited press of 20 vinyls that came out from wherever they came from. So you'll be the person on the forefront breaking records,
Yeah, you don't see most record places anywhere. Now, here in Raleigh, near our university, it's off of Hillsborough Street. There's like a small little record store, believe it or not, and they do sell like vintage vinyl, CDs, and collections and all that. And it's still good to see those around as much. I know back in like a lot of in like the 2000s and 90s, especially 2000s era when it started to become more digitally, people could start downloading them off online and all that. It kind of I feel like that also had a change in like music industry a little bit too.
Yeah, Serato, and then also downloads now. It's a whole different ballgame, but you're starting to see a little a kickback of it. I know, there's a brand called Emilion Door. They just came out with a an ALD that's called the version of the Techniques 1200, and now people are starting to use them as showpieces in their living rooms and starting to get collections together again. So it's almost becoming like kind of like a curator's. Like if you have a nice house, you're gonna put it in your living room and start playing. And I don't know if it'll get back to DJs. I mean, some guys do some vinyl sets still, but I love it. I love vinyl. It's a great.
Vinyl is good. It's also really nice to see lots of artists still selling vinyls today. I mean, I feel like it is coming a comeback just a little bit too, because a lot of people do it just not just to hang on their wall or something, just for decoration and stuff. I mean, my grandmother, she still has her old record player, and she still had like these really old vinyls that she had, and it's cool to see all that coming back too. So,
well, my first release when I was really young was on vinyl, and I couldn't find back then to get a distributor. There was distribution houses, and you had criteria. So I was entrepreneur in me. Like when I pressed 500 vinyls, and I went to every single record shop that I shopped at. Then I put 50 on each rack, and it started selling well. And that's how I realized that I shouldn't listen to outside noise and develop my craft and believe in myself and invest in myself as an artist.
Yeah, and from back then, we went from doing the vinyls. Now you just actually released a hot streak with the label The1, and I listened to it. It has lots of great synths, lots of classic leads. I love it, and I love it. Strong bass line. It's very powerful. Want to tell us more about The1?
Yeah, I feel like you get put in these pockets while you're making music, and this is for everybody up and coming, and you want to appease the audience, the masses, and make things that fit into a pocket of becoming popular, whether it's Afro house or or tech house. A lot of people aren't doing the things that they love anymore, and they're doing things to try to get to like pave a way in a lane that that's already developed. I just have a passion and love for dance music in general, and I just feel like there's that old school galloping bass line in this track, and the classic synths, and great vocals, good meanings to the vocals. I really want to step up this new wave of releases that I'm doing and create music that I'm proud of, that creates a great atmosphere and sing along, and and really good drops and a really great feeling.
It's always great. I love the classic vibes, especially with the newer EDM tracks, and it just makes you feel like you're going back to almost like the 2010s, and I feel like, here lately, a lot of people have been going back, especially when it hit 2026. People have been like, oh, let's go back to 2016, and a lot of other EDM artists and stuff, they're like doing like new songs based off of like the tracks they released all in the past. So
yeah. I see Tom Gold is putting some stuff out again now. Lady Back Luke is starting again. Everybody that was like big in that era is re-emerging. Tiesto started doing trance again now. We have a history together. I released something with him in the past too. We had some good times.
Yeah, I was actually about to touch on that later about the release with Tiesto, and I saw that, and I'm like, that's like really cool if you do stuff with Tiesto, like when any artist does, because how big he is and how long he's been into like the music career. So actually, we can go ahead and go right into that. So you did pair up with Tiesto. How was that experience?
So Tiesto is a really big advocate of new artists. He likes to find new artists, and and I guess that's what's helped him carry along throughout all these years and be able to like stay relevant. And it was a great experience for me to be able to send him something, and I'll never forget that he followed it. Back then Twitter was huge. He followed me on Twitter, and I'm so excited, like a little kid in the candy store, and he took the record, the first record that we did together. He played it out for like 6 months, told me not to say anything to anybody about it. And then finally, we end up being able to release it. There's a crazy storyline. He changed management in between, and it was, it went from a collab to a remix, and it went from going out on his label to spinning wanting it, and then it wound up becoming a part of a great charity organization for the Princess of Sweden. I mean, when you're dealing with a guy like that, it's such a larger scale of what who the people you're dealing with. It really opened up my eyes to to seeing how the major leagues are, I guess, in this business. But he's just such a great person, great artist, and now family man too. So there's much to admire about the guy. I do admire, up to him.
Oh yeah, Tiesto, amazing person there. And I know that reminded me, I did interview someone before in the past. I don't remember exactly what artist, but they had a similar experience, but it was through SoundCloud. I think he heard like a remix on SoundCloud, and then was it SoundCloud? I couldn't remember. It was like, I think it was SoundCloud. And then, TS, it was like back in like the early 2000s too. And then they reached out, and that's where, they started collabs and then started, helping the new ones go up. And I like that how Tiesto does that today. He helps like the newer people get up to where, he is today, be like a good leader. And that's very great, especially with him in like the music industry. So did it actually start out as just like a little Twitter follow request on how you and Tiesto, start to know each other?
So I had like 3 or 4 releases before that, and he started playing them on his Club Life podcast. And I guess it's a podcast. And he was really supporting me heavy for a while. Then he followed me, sent me a message. We started talking. He came out with I had a couple releases on his label as well as a collab with him. We did a Future Heroes EP, which was helping the young up and coming artists. There was 4 of us on that. It was just there was so many different instances where we interacted. We met up in New York, went out one night. We did some playing back of music with each other. It was surreal. It was really surreal, and we're still friends to this day. When we're Miami Music Week, I'm sure. I don't know if he's playing this year. It looks like he signed up for the We Belong Festival, so I don't know if he's got the radius close, because I don't think he's at Ultra, but I'm sure I'll see him somewhere soon.
Now, do you plan on like further on down the road, maybe do like another collab with him one day?
I think I hope so. I mean, it really depends. It depends on if our paths cross and our music thoughts align again. I'm just concentrating right now on just releasing stuff that I love. I'm writing a lot of my own, like the lyrics of the one I wrote myself, which I'm very proud of. And I'm just trying to like really expand what I've been doing and create more opportunity and more, good music, really.
Awesome. So when it comes to writing music, how do you get like the experience or what's a good word to put it? I guess like I'm looking for the word. I'm sorry, my brain just went dead for a second. But
I understand. The ability to
the ability, like this is inspiration. There we go. That's what I was looking for. What gives you the inspiration to like write a song? Is it usually off of like life stuff, or is it just you just start writing stuff down and be like, oh, this will go cool. This will be a cool line.
I feel like lately the way I've been approaching it. I've done some writing in the past, which co-writing and changing some things to make things make sense. A lot of the European producers don't have that, that ability to like tie things in correctly and, be able to like alternate them and change them to make them feel more fluid for all audiences. But I feel like now I start off with the chorus. Like I really want to get a great hook line, and then I start developing lyrics based on that and seeing how they go. It's funny. I was looking at I went to visit a friend that had an accident, and he was a friend from kindergarten. And I went to his house to visit him. He had a leg injury, and we were going over old stuff. And he took out our 6th grade yearbook, and I started seeing poems that I had written when I was in 6th grade that I completely forgot that I even did. And I was like, wow, I really did have this inside of me from back then. I just never was able to really like get it out and create create a profession out of it. Like life gets in the way, you know, you start trying to figure out how you're going to make money in life and how you're going to develop as a person, and you know, and really, like, you know, be a part of the community. Um, and you forget you forget your roots, you forget what, you know, what drives you in life. So like you really have to really think back on what made you happy as a kid, and drive you forward to become the person that you are now. So seeing that sixth grade poem, just to like bring it back, really made me understand that, hey, you know, this isn't a coincidence. I've been able to do this. I should continue to try to build on this craft and become better at it.
Yeah, that's. I noticed there's a song that I recently got stuck in my head. It's more of an acoustic song instead of an EDM song. It's from Amble, and it's similar to what you're talking about. Like, I think the song was called Schoolyard Days, and it's essentially just like two friends back in, you know, elementary school, where things was just so much simpler now, and then now they're a lot older, and then this is like where they become that huge step up. Those songs right there, they hit, you know, they can get, you know, very impactful, especially with writing songs.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, you can get your point of view across and make people that are having a bad day, you know, feel better, you know,
Oh,
or give inspiration. The one, you know, if you're feeling a little, if you're going through the lyrics of the one and you're feeling down that day and you're feeling like you're not, you know, you're not being your 100%, or you want to get some inspiration, listen to the song. It might give you a little bit of an edge, whether you're going to play a basketball game or whether
mhm.
are going to work and you're trying to, you know, get that promotion, or whatever the case may be for your life, you know.
Yeah, it's upbeat and I love it. I've been looking on Spotify right now. Your popular track is Eyes on Me, and it's actually a remix that you made. So how do you like remixing tracks?
I like it a lot, depending on the song, right? If I like the song, I mean, that song was a lot slower and more chill, the original version. So like I kind of wanted to keep the authenticity of the song, keep all the lyrics in play, and you know, make it feel a little bit more emotional. And I you know, I mean, when I play it out, it's been working, you know, and I feel like there's a good approach to it, you know. It's I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I haven't done many remixes, but the ones that I've done, I've enjoyed. So
So
if
do you
anybody they don't want to remix, send them over.
Oh, that we would definitely. I love remixes, and also it's fun to hear like also remixes and producing. So do you rather remix a song or would you rather produce a song? I'm sure you're probably more on the producing side.
Yeah, I'm on the producing side. It's a more rewarding because it's like really like it's yours fully, you know.
Hmm. So going back, you start your roots in New York City. Were you from New York City?
Yeah, born and raised in Astoria, Queens. You know, I got a lot of my ability to go out there and DJ and perform and produce from being out and about in New York City. You know, a lot of the reasons why I feel like I became more of an entrepreneur is because when you were out there and you wanted to play out, I remember the promoters, which are probably the same way now, they would be like, the more people you bring, the better set time you get. So like all of a sudden I'm hustling to get 20, 30, 40, 50 people in there because I wanted to get that 1 a.m. prime set. It's 5 DJs and everybody's fighting for that prime set. So like, you know, being like hustling like that in my youth really made me like, you know, hungry to really want to get out there and, you know, and give myself that edge to be able to produce and perform and you know, become a threat in different ways, so that the, you know, the clubs and the promoters would like give me an opportunity to go out there and shine and create a fan base for myself.
Yeah, and it's also from you being in New York City, born and raised, it established roots down there. I think those roots and growing, it actually does a lot of great connections and stuff because you got like local restaurants now and like a lot of good connections too. I feel like that's like a great, you know, start to like when you do like when you become more popular when it comes in the music industry or any, you know, industry like that at all.
And the community supports you, like the Tile Group guys, Jason Strauss and Noah Teppenberg, who are like some of the biggest guys in the scene. You know, they you know, we've been friends for a long time because of the way I play and perform. You know, I did the grand opening of Marquee one year, not this last one, the one before. So you know, there's so many people out there. The chain smokers are like, you know, New York born guys.
Oh yeah.
So, we played together in the past, so we're friends. It's a great thing to be, localized and be part of a community, and everybody, you want to like get out there and support each other.
I do gotta say, I am so. If yes, this is off topic. Everyone at WolfBytes Radio, they know I am a huge Chainsmokers fan. I've been listening to them since I was in middle school, since 2016. And when you mentioned that, I'm like, wow, okay, this is amazing. But yeah, that I know that I've been following them. They've been doing a lot of stuff in New York, and I didn't know they actually like did stuff with the Chainsmokers before.
Yeah, so the boys were actually coming up while I was a little bit more popular back then, and then they partnered with Steve Aoki for, I think, Selfie.
So Selfie, yeah.
So I was actually at Lavo, which is a Tao group venue, while they did the video for that, and they did the surf crowd and all that, and that's what sparked them, popped, and then I mean they're great artists in general, and their production skills and genuinely nice guys. So like they deserve all the success. I've seen it from their small beginnings to where they are now. I've seen it with my own eyes, and they worked really hard to be.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. I've been following them since middle school. They're that first EDM artist I heard, and that's what got me into EDM music. Because I first one heard Closer, then they got Something Just Like This, and then that's when I heard all throughout their Memories album, and all the way up from Sick Boy and so forth and so on. But no, and especially when Drew got married too recently. I mean, I'm happy for them. They're a great duo there, but great inspirations. But that's actually pretty cool. I know that was off topic, but you mentioned that, and I'm like, okay, I gotta, yeah. So New York City, you do actually see like a lot of great artists and meet newer artists through your path. So
Yes.
how do you ever like plan? Would you like collaborating with them, or is it more of just like you like doing solo stuff? Like, does it just really depend on like the vibe, or how like the two minds come alike when it comes to producing a song?
It really depends on who and where, and again, it's all timing in life, right? How you're out there, who you meet, what you do. I feel like this generation is a little more self-centered than the ones of past, so everybody's more collaborative. I feel like there's a lot of people out there doing it for the likes, for the girls, whatever it may be. So there's that version of it, and then there's really authentic people out there. If I were to do it and collaborate, I pretty much know people that are out there that are more on that authentic side that I would do it with for sure. That are looking to like grow the industry, not grow their egos.
Yeah, it's more like the memories that you make with the person too when it comes to collabs too. It seems like.
Correct. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it seems like you've been doing a lot of new tracks lately. Is there like any other stuff? Like I know you probably for music you can't explain everything, but have you got like some stuff like inspirations, working on some cool big impact stuff, especially since it's getting more into the summer of 2026?
Yeah, so right now we're releasing the chill version of the one that's coming out this Friday. So a little bit more in line with with like an R&B purish, or like a slightly on the Afro house tip, just to be a little bit more, to get a little bit more open, open the audience. I did that mix myself too, a little remix.
Awesome.
And then I'm doing a new one that I feel it's a little bit more inspired by Calvin Harris. The next release, it's a little bit more, deep housey, which still has that EDM instrumentation, because I've been doing that a lot lately, like putting my old into my new. And those are the next two that I have coming, I think, right now, at least up until summer.
And do you plan on keeping like the same little like flashback classical, synth vibe on some of them? I know you're saying you're doing like the chill version, which is I guess similar to lo-fi, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
So the last one I did before that, there's a track called "If I Go" that I did. That if you break down the instrumentation of that song, that's got a really big old EDM-y sound to it that I kind of like blended in with the new Afro house feeling. So like I'm trying to like kind of like I'm developing myself to be able to curate songs that bring my personality and where I've been and to where I'm going. And I feel like these last couple of tracks that I've been doing, I will continue to do that. Yes, for sure.
I'm looking forward to that. And do you have like any like advice for those? I know we spoke a little bit on like new artists coming up, meeting bigger artists. What advice do you have for those that are like, that's probably still in college, looking to do music or just doing it as a hobby and thinking about doing a career? Do you have like any advice on that?
I say anything you work hard at and you're committed to and stay committed to will eventually turn into your favor. So if you put the time, the effort into it, and you build your foundations correctly, you can always make it. You can always make it. And it may take a little longer for some than others, but you know the opportunities are there, and if you push hard enough and you build your foundations the right way, you'll always be able to evolve.
And it's other hobbies too. I like the fact that you're doing restaurants too. Do you plan on open another restaurant too around New York City, or is he just gonna keep at the two?
I think I'm going to keep what I have right now, and I want to focus on my music career fully now. So like I want to,
Understandable, yeah.
yeah, I'm kind of like oversight now more in the restaurants, and I pulled back, and it goes back to again saying what I said about being part of your youth, like what you wanted to be when you were younger, and you want to like bring like as you get a little older, you want to be the kid that you want to be the person that you would have been proud of as a kid. That's all I'm trying to be right now.
That's awesome. And I've been listening to your tracks. I'm like super excited. I'm waiting for more. We're excited for more releases and the chill vibe of this song. I listened to the one. I'm like, when you mentioned the chill version, I'm like, okay, I'm super excited for that for like a calm down playlist. But no, it's amazing just to see like how you're just set in stone. New York City had locked these. You met Tiesto, and I think you did Jekko before, have you? I believe in Torres.
Jekko?
Yeah.
Yeah. So believe it or not, Jekko and Torres met Tiesto through me, through a remix that I did for them, that they did for me, and Tiesto played. And now Jekko is starting a new career. I still keep in touch with the boys. We're very good friends, and you know, like I feel like a big brother to them.
Yeah.
They may say their father, but I want to keep it as a big brother. You know, I follow their careers. I support them. Jekko has now changed his name to Gaetano, and he's working with Hugel, and he's releasing something with him right now. So he's gonna really take off again. You know, I know he did the stuff with Tyson and everybody, but I think he's got a nice career ahead of him. And also, Lewis is DJing a lot in Vegas. He's doing a lot of that tech house stuff now, and he's gonna, you know, I wish them both the best, and I hope they get to where they want to be. They worked really hard to get to what they are now.
A lot of artists has, and it's also great how each artist has, it's like a family, you know. Once they get up there, it's all his family. They help each other out, and you know, they hang out. And it's not just like for music stuff too, just like on their own personal stuff too. They talk about, you know, have that, you know, brotherly connection, sisterly connection. It's great to see how music artists are doing that, you know, behind the scenes on stuff.
Yeah, and you'll see that. I mean, as you develop as an artist, you'll see the people that are really there, and you know, and you got to support them, and they support you. EDX is a good friend of mine and a good supporter of mine. He's a great friend. You know, I always make time and effort to see him when he's in New York or where he's in Miami, and that's what it's about: supporting each other and helping each other grow and build.
So for my last question, do you ever plan on doing lots of touring, or do touring sometime when you start, you know, get everything going? Do you plan on like going across the country or across the world, or do you still do some of that now behind the scenes?
I've done it in the past. My schedule hasn't allowed me to, and I really just I got my epiphany over the past year and a half that I really want to like make a go of this, you know, and like really put my full effort into it. So, you know, as the songs release, I'm hoping the attention gets bigger and bigger, and the touring begins, and you know, you'll see me out there doing it.
All right, Jack, I appreciate you for taking the time. It was great talking to you, learn more about you. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up today?
No, man, I think we covered it all, and I appreciate all the questions. And you know, anytime you guys wanna put me back on, and you know, or I'm ready and available for you guys. I appreciate you guys, and you know, North Carolina State. It's great to see the college is supporting.
Oh yes, sir, and it's great. Like the EDM, we have like an EDM club now that we're partnering with the NC State, and it's been we're finally putting in, you know, EDM back into, you know, when it comes to like the parties and, you know, stuff, football games, stuff we're having good times with. So
that's great to hear.
Thank you. We'll definitely keep in touch. We're also looking forward to all new tracks. And if you love this episode of WolfBytes Open Mic, you can check them out wherever you get your podcasts or at wolfbytes.ncsu.edu. This is DJ Flame. Until next time.